Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeem, here to give you a scout report on the #1 overall prospect entering this year's NFL draft on many draft boards. Talking about Joey Bosa out of the Ohio State University. Now he's hailing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he was an immediate impact for the Buckeyes. As a freshman, he had 44 tackles, 13.5 tackles for loss to go along with 7.5 sacks. Definitely had a great season, but then he had another great year the following season where he was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, where he registered 55 tackles, 21 tackles for loss, and 13.5 sacks. And in this past season, the numbers were still pretty good. Numbers did drop just a little bit, but I still think he's still a great overall athlete. He had 51 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. Definitely had a great career, helping the Buckeyes win a national championship in 2014, and they came close as far as a good season in 2015, just missing the Big Ten championship because of that one loss, especially against Michigan State. Now it's time for me to talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths. Definitely is a big guy, big body at 6'6", 275 pounds, who can play 4 or the 5 technique and can potentially bulk up to play the 3 technique. I think this is a great player. He definitely has a pretty good burst off the snap, as well as he plays with a high motor. A great aggressive player. I like him a lot. He definitely plays aggressively, and he could be intimidating at times. He definitely is able to stack and shed off blockers, as well as he has good lateral movement and speed. He runs a 4.8 40, 4.7 5.40, which is not bad for the defensive end. I wish it was a little bit better. If you had a 4.6, definitely would be a lot as the #1 overall prospect. I still see him as a top 3 prospect. I'm still in debate who's the #1 overall guy. For me, it's between him. There's Jalen Ramsey, not Jalen Ramsey. There's Laramie Tunzel, and there's also the quarterbacks of the great teams. And DeForest Buckner is another great guy that I just mentioned in my previous video. There's a lot of great guys who it's hard to name who's the #1 overall athlete, but I have to kind of, in the same time, go with him because he's been doing great throughout his career as a Buckeye. And he definitely runs from sideline to sideline, a great team player. Now he does have a couple weaknesses though. I think he's just like DeForest Buckner, just need to crisp things up as far as his mechanics, as well as having more pass rush moves to get to the quarterback, as well as sometimes he could get lost in traffic at times and pick up the wrong gap, which opens up holes for running backs to slip through, or even openings for different situations. He really needs to keep his eyes open and keep his eyes on swivel and pay attention to where the ball is located, because sometimes get lost at times. Now there is one concern that some people are talking about, is that he has an isolated lifestyle. That is a little bit of a red flag for some NFL teams. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but some people are concerned with the psychological concerns of him being isolated. So NFL teams is looking to see how his psychological behavior. But I think he's just a player who just does his own thing, and he's not really. It kind of shows me that he doesn't really follow the crowd. He just does his own thing. He's like a natural leader at the same time, if you understand what I'm saying. He definitely plays well once he gets the football on the field. But when it comes to a person's private life, I think people need to mind their business. I don't think that's too much of a concern. Now, for my projection for him of this year's draft, I see him as another guy who's in the top 10. I don't see him going #1 overall to the Titans, but he definitely will be a great fit for many teams. I think he could, if he bulks up a little bit, I think he could become a pretty good defensive tackle, or if he increases that speed, a dominant defensive end, like we've seen how J.J. Watt is coming out of Wisconsin. Now, I'm not saying he's a big of a great player of J.J. Watt, but he definitely has the potential to do so because he did a great job during his career for the Buckeyes. Now, the next time to catch you guys will be in a couple of minutes. I have one more blog for today. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.